Welcome everyone. Throughout this course, we will embark on an exciting journey to explore the fundamentals of HTML and CSS. These two essential technologies form the backbone of web development, and understanding them is crucial for creating engaging and effective websites. In the first part of this course, we will delve into the world of HTML, learning about its syntax, structure, and best practices. We will cover topics such as semantic markup, attributes, and elements, providing you with a solid foundation to build upon. You will learn how to create well-structured and accessible web pages, setting the stage for further development. As we progress, we will shift our focus to CSS, learning how to style and lay out our HTML content. You will discover the power of selectors, properties, and values, and how to use them to create visually appealing and responsive designs. We will explore various CSS techniques, including flexbox, grid, and media queries, enabling you to craft dynamic and user-friendly interfaces. Throughout the course, we will work on practical projects and exercises, applying our knowledge to real-world scenarios. This hands-on approach will help reinforce your understanding of HTML and CSS, allowing you to develop a strong skill set and confidence in your abilities. By the end of this course, you'll be equipped with the skills to create professional-looking websites and be ready to take on more advanced topics in web development. My goal is to provide a supportive and engaging learning environment where you feel encouraged to ask questions, share ideas, and learn from one another. I'm excited to see the amazing things you create and look forward to guiding you on this journey throughout HTML and CSS. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. So HTML is a standard markup language used to create web pages. Without this HTML, you cannot create a web page. So a front-end web page without this HTML. That's why HTML is just like the backbone of a website. It provides the structure and content the web browser is going to render to the user. So that's the work of HTML. And HTML, it consists of series of tags. So those tags, they are just like the basic building block of HTML. Like if you want to build a house now, you need blocks to build a house. You need blocks to mold a, a house. You cannot build a house without bricks or blocks. So that's the work of HTML. HTML is just like the backbone of the website. So CSS is used to design the website. So like your house now, if you build your house, after you get the block, after you stack the block all over themselves. So after you need to paint your house, you need which kind of roof do you want, which type of design. So that's the work of CSS. So that's HTML and CSS for you. Let's take a look at a car, for example. Now, if you want to build a car, so you get your materials down. So those materials you get, let's look at it as the work of HTML. So after you get your material, you stack your material on top of themselves. Like you join them, maybe you weld them together. You choose which wheel do you want. Do you want right or left wheel? Which color do you want your car to be? And so on. That's the work of CSS. CSS is just to design your web page for you. After you get your materials, after you design, your car is not yet moving. So the work of JavaScript is to make the car move, something like that. Moving forward, there's what we call editors. Editors are places we write our code. Ordinarily, you cannot say you want to write your code on Microsoft Word or you want to write your code on Microsoft PowerPoint. These are not editors for writing code. These are editors for typing text, just typing text. They are not editors for, you can write your code there, but it is not recommended to write your code on Microsoft Word and stuff like that. So there are basic editors used for writing code, like VS Code, Sublime Text, and Atom, and the like. There are many editors like that. These editors, they help in modifying and ensure our codes are more accurate. Fortunately for us, we wouldn't be needing these editors because we're using a mobile app. This mobile app offers built-in features which enables us to edit our content right from the app. The app has a built-in editor and browser. That is, it has its own, which function as a normal browser. Ordinarily, if we are using a computer, we need a we need a browser and an editor. That is where we write our code, and the browser which our code is going to display. Download the app. You will go to App Store. That's if you are using iPhone or iOS. For the Android user, you're going to navigate to Play Store. So you can get your app from there. You type SPCK editor. So this is the app. This is how it look like. Can you see it has different features? These are some of the ratings. These are some of the features it has. So after then, you download your app. Because I have my own app, that's why it didn't bring download. Let's say I haven't installed it before, it's going to bring download. So after then, you create a folder. You name your folder anything you want to name it. So I'm going to name my own my tutorial. So this is a folder. After creating the folder, you are going to enter the folder. You press those 3 dots by the edges there, and you create a new file. You name your file index.html. You can name your file anything, but you must name it .html. Period HTML. How what I mean? Anything .html, anything period HTML. So after then, it will bring something like this to your page. Then you delete everything. After deleting all the content, we are good to go. There are 2 types of tags in HTML. It's what we call the opening tag and the closing tag. The opening tag doesn't have a slash at the beginning, like that is after the less than symbol. It doesn't have a slash. Why the closing tag has a slash? Can you see this HTML? There's no tag in this first one. There's no slash in the first one, but there's slash in the second one. Every page has the HTML opening and closing tag, and everything else goes between those tags. Also, nested inside the HTML tag, there's also a thing we call the head and body tag. The head area consists of those things that are not seen inside our web page, while the body area consists of those things we can see inside our web page. As we said earlier, the head tag consists of those data that cannot be displayed on the web page. They are just as if they work at the back end of the page, not at the front end of the page, something like that. Some common elements which are nested into the head tag include the title elements, that is the title tag, the meta tag, and the link tag. So these 3 things are the major elements which are nested into the head tag. This title tag, it sets the title of the page which appears in the browser's title bar. If you notice, anytime you search for anything on Google or Chrome, you're going to realize that there's a small text on the top left corner of the browser close to your search engine. If you notice, bar is used for. The meta tag provides data about the document, such as character encoding, auto and keywords. As you can see, the meta tag here is telling us about the size of your device, that is your screen size. This meta tag, that's where we're going to encode the size of our screen there. So different screen is going to have different size. We cannot just use a specific screen size for another device, so the size is going to be changing. I know you'd be confused about this meta chassis and the likes, so don't bother about that. I'm going to teach you a trick on how you can generate it with just 1 line of code. Don't bother memorizing it, just look at how I'm typing it. The only thing you just have to do is to remember that 1 line of code, period. All this stress of typing and memorizing this lengthy text. Moving on to the body tag. All other data or information we want to display on our page is done through the body tag. So we nest all information we want to display on our page under the body tag. The first tag we're going to be looking at is the heading tag. The heading tag. The heading tag is used to display the topic of our page. Take for example, when you are writing a note in your school or in your institution, you definitely start with a topic. So that topic is the one that is going to be the first thing you display on your notes, right? So just use that syntax. The heading tag runs from H1 to H6. The higher the number, the smaller the size of the text. You can see above, I defined some heading tags which I represented them by H and annexed them to a number. When I host my code on a browser, you are going to find out that the result of the H1 opening and closing tag is bigger. That is the result, what I type inside the H1 and H2. The one for the H1 is going to be bigger than the one for the H2. That's how it runs. The bigger the size, the smaller the outcome on our page. If you want to host your page, you can do that by pressing the green play button on the top right corner.